Ah.
But yeah, wonderfully animated movie. Great. It had a lot of like frankly like life references and relatability things that frankly don't get brought up enough in movies, and I'm glad they showed up. Like there were period jokes or like there was a lot of stuff in like Asian American culture that were referenced that don't get enough screen time. Frankly, it was cool.
There's a tweet that I replied to. I'm trying to bring it up right now so that I can quote it. Give me just a second.
Shani Zubat says, I had a pretty similar relationship with my mother growing up. This movie had fights between the mom and kid that my mom and I needed to have and never did. So now our relationship is kind of tense. I needed to hear that apology that happened at the end so badly. I freaking ugly cried the first time.
Whew. See, I am incredibly privileged on this because like I have a great relationship with my parents. There's a little bit of growing pains as we all go through, but nothing super traumatic, I would say. And but like I have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I have friends who've had to come out. There's so many tales of just like God. I have a friend who's an adult, and they will to this day play board games with their parents. They will beat their board games at parents. Started fucking it up and just leaned into it. They will beat their parents at board games, and their parents will throw fits about, I don't want to play, you always win. So friend will let them win one or two. And they are the shittiest, sorest winners that rub it in and, you thought you were so good at it, now we're the best yet. And it's just, you just can't win. You just are, like, friend is miserable in all circumstances, and there's just no way out because they always like, what do we get? Well, let's play some board games. And they're just
the worst sports.
It's just not, and this is like lifelong, and I'm just like, yeah, it's like, it was like that in childhood, but now I'm an adult, and it's just more that.
Hey, Rockin' Hawk.
Hey, Rockin' Hawk.
Yeah, I was talking with Fable the other day, and I mentioned this when we watched the movie, but like, it came up of like the fact that I can count on one hand the number of friends I have, like I had growing up that have a functional relationship with their parents. Like it's me and Loopy Fritz and like maybe one other person. Maybe we can't even confirm that. It's just they didn't complain about their parents. Everyone else has like they're all very dysfunctional and very toxic in different ways, but they're all dysfunctional and toxic. And yeah, this movie touches on that. And, like a lot of these movies do have toxic parents, but it really feels like it's more like teach the child how to deal with toxic parents and expectations rather than teach the parents how to not be toxic.
Right. So as I mentioned, there's a scene where, and this is kind of like, bring it to like what really is important to me. There's a scene that's kind of become a meme. It's definitely seen a lot on Twitter about it. Where May the teenager grabs her sketchbook and goes a little teenage cringy fantasy with her sketchbook, draws some lovely art of a boy she likes, or is like thinking about. I think is probably the better example of it. And then her mom walks in, discovers the sketchbook, freaks out, and goes nuclear in a way that I didn't expect it to ever go nuclear. It's like I never imagined it could go that nuclear.
I did.
Well, I mean, once it started happening, I could feel the flow of it, but I just want. Well, what I'm saying is like I don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
And so the two key factors here are the invasion of the sketchbook and the shaming of one's cringy art.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got this over here. I'm gonna read this. This was a tweet by Jennifer Hernandez. Jennifer Hernandez is she's a comic book artist. She's had a long career working with IDW. She's one of the artists that did the IDW Sonic the Hedgehog comics. She did a post on Twitter where she showed a picture of her Sonic OCs that she drew when she was 13.
Oh boy.
And then she
great.
redrew them all now after a long career working on literally IDW Sonic the Hedgehog comics.
Mm-hmm.
And what she said was, Turning Red has everyone talking about their cringy fan art from when they were 13. I just turned 39 and I still draw this stuff, so I designate myself Queen Cringe. Thank you. Kind of hit me and I replied to it. The gist of my reply is that, like, what did I say? It's like, it's pretty fucking cool to see a person that professionally works on Sonic comics giving global, what's the word? Blessing, I suppose, to everyone's Sonic OCs. It's like, no, if you draw your Sonic OCs and you don't give a fuck, eventually you work on IDW Sonic the Hedgehog. So respect there. But more than that is that, like, I really have a problem with cringe art, with calling it cringe art. I have a stack of sketchbooks over here that have my really early work that I refuse to burn because that's where you start. That's where this comes from. And I don't know, do I have anything really cool to show off and then anything really cringy to show off at the same time? I don't know. I don't know, sketchbook pages. So it's like drawing the squad for Regent Susan's entourage, drawing a page full of like kobolds for Gecko. This cool intro page for like this page intentionally left blank with a bunch of typography and textures. Yeah. Let me go get some A/B test studies here.
Shiny Zubats mentions, my family never really apologizes, and I still have to work very hard to actually tell people when I'm sorry, because I just never learned how. Shiny Zubats also says, it's the not listening and not understanding. The drawing, writing like that is one of the most safe ways for young people to explore their sexuality that gets my goat. Yeah, that's another one. And Shiny Zubats also saying, got rid of my old stuff a long ago. So actually just last week for the Bats and Bones art show, Alan and I did a redraw each other's old art prompt.
Check out this cat with wings. Check this shit out. Yeah.
Excellent.
What else we got? I think my cat literally died. No, that was my cat Sarah, who died when I was in college. That's a kind of okay archery bow and arrow pretty lady, I guess. I want cringier. Come on, show me something worse. Oh, here we go. Self-insert and pretty lady snuggling by a campfire. That never happened. There we go. Let's go. Where's cringe? Come on.
Can I get a jerk cam here?
Cringe it up. Oh, I hate that lady. I know who this was based on. Oh, that's notes from school. That's shit. That's weird little four-way scribble there. It's just four characters just staring at each other. Whatever. I want worse. I want worse. Come on. Now, the problem is some of these have, like diary entries, too, so I can't show them on cam.
So, yeah, last week, for the Bats and Bones art show, we did a draw each other's old art prompt. That was really interesting, and we sort of kind of discussed
That's
that like I don't really have a lot of old art. Like I just, as far as drawings go, I kind of always drew for work in some way, shape, or form. Like I always drew to tell a story. Like the best I've got is my old like Star Wars fan fiction illustrations, but that was still for Star Wars fan fiction stuff, and I just simply don't have records of anything earlier than college just because I didn't draw digitally.
Yeah.
Um,
All right, so this is probably the best AB I've got. Like, this is a lineup of characters from, like, yeah, the start. And this is a lineup of characters that is, like, you know, for what I'm working on right now.
mm-hmm.
I feel that these are basically the same.
I mean, I think you've improved a lot. But...
all right. Maybe I improved a little. The point of all this is, cringe is where you start.
Mm-hmm.
Cringe is fun. It feels good. It's really great to draw cringe art. You just draw the cool shit that's in your brain. Don't worry if it's good. Just draw it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how I got kind of okay at drawing art? I have like 30 sketchbooks over here full of cringe. It's
it kind of gets, well, like it kind of gets to the point of where I was going with what I was just talking about, the bats and bones thing, is what I do have a lot of stored up is old cringe writing. I have lots of records of that.
Yeah, Scorehard mentioned as well.
Some of that old cringe writing got cleaned up and used in Anachronistic.
Hey, there you go.
So,
there you go. Yeah. So, yeah, what I said on Twitter is, like, I don't believe in cringe art. I believe in early art, and I love that. What I loved about that scene is kind of the same thing I loved about Coco, when the kid finally got his hands on his guitar, and there's that like I don't know, like minute and a half of just his face, of just him being happy while he plays guitar. Mm-hmm. And that like May's character has like about 40 emotions while she's drawing those pictures, and she's just kind of discovering teenage feelings in a completely harmless way. Like you were just saying about how like sketchbooks and drawing are like a was it Squirrelheart or Shiny Zubats that said it?
Probably.
I was flipping the sketchbooks when it happened. I heard out of the I'm really good at this, you guys. Yeah, like that is a great, harmless, safe way to discover these things.
Yeah.
And
I was Shiny Zubats.
Yeah. And you should be allowed to. Even if you're not going to be an artist, it's still feelings. It's still your diary, your journal. You're putting some stuff in there. And you shouldn't read it.